We are continuing our saga about how musicians get paid. This week we are talking about how performers get paid.
Yes, we are.
So just to catch you up on this is part 3 of our series. Yes,
part 3.
First, we talked about the history and the background about how music copyright works, how musicians ever even got to a position where they might have gotten paid for their content. Which is ostensible, but
how we capitalize music.
Yeah. So, and specifically the mechanisms for it. Then part 2 was how songwriters get paid. We talked a lot about publishing.
We did. That was our big pub episode.
We did a whole big pub episode. Eventually, we are going to put these in a playlist where you can just kind of read
1, 2, 3, boom.
Because we're doing these week by week, but I think there's a lot of useful information on this. So look, that might exist by the time you're seeing this.
Might already be real.
But if not, look out for that because we will do that. So now this one is about how performers get paid.
Yes.
So what we're not going to talk about today is the ins and outs of booking a gig.
No, that would not be getting paid.
I forgot to change my hair. I forgot to check my pretty.
You're gorgeous. You're beautiful.
Thanks, Cameron.
Yes.
So I just forgot to give it a little because I take the scooter, so I know my hair is
Did you have you were just letting it fly.
Yeah.
You weren't being protected, letting it get mashed down.
I know I got 19 mile an hour scooter hair going on right now. Anyway,
wind blown.
Anyway, I'm feeling wind blown, y'all. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about how musicians get book a gig and get paid. Although that's something we are going to talk about.
We could talk about that later.
We'll talk about that. We'll put that on the list of things to talk about. This is just about the how you get paid as a performer for your recorded music.
Yes.
So let's talk about distribution.
Yeah.
What is distribution?
Distribution is anytime you put your song out anywhere, really. And in the digital era, that's probably DistroKid. It's probably TuneCore. It's probably CD Baby. It's probably
LANDR,
Symphonic. Thank you.
There's a million of these out there. Do you have we'll touch on this a little bit. We'll touch about what they do, but do you have an opinion about them? Do you have is there one that you're loyal to?
No.
Yeah.
No, not really. I think each one has its own shitty parts.
Yep.
Each one has its own downfalls.
Yeah.
I generally say the cheapest is DistroKid.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with DistroKid.
Yep.
So
there are some that DistroKid's most popular. The downside to DistroKid is that they lock you into a monthly payment. And then there are others
you can pay for a year though.
Okay, but there are others that you just pay to register a song.
Yes.
So you're not perpetually
You're essentially
paying.
with DistroKid, you're either paying per upload, and then the DistroKid is really interesting. I have a lot of experience with them, and they will very much charge you a yearly fee, and then anytime you want to upload, if you're on the yearly plan and you want your songs to stay up, I think it's $20 a year.
Yeah.
And then if you want your songs to stay up at, say, your membership expires, then you pay an additional $29 per song.
Wow.
So you think you're getting in the door really cheap. Yeah. Oh, it's $20 a year, bro. This is great. I never even think about it, bro. It's great. It just no.
Okay.
And so there are a lot of little add-ons.
Yeah.
And they have marketing add-ons. I think TuneCore does the same thing.
Certainly Symphonic
CD
does.
Baby does that too. And it's kind of who do you want to rock with.
So what distribution does is they take, you have a relationship with them, and then they get your music out to all the streaming platforms.
If you really think about it, it's you're giving them your song, and then they're going to give it out to all these other platforms. They're going to, and you'll even see it, they'll say delivery dates. So sometimes songs can not get delivered to the same platforms at the same time.
Right.
Or sometimes some distribution networks don't deliver to everywhere.
Sure.
So some places are I mean, they're all going to deliver to Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, all the normal ones. But there are some weird things that maybe one has that one doesn't.
And to be clear, they don't take ownership of it. They just are
a middleman.
Yeah.
Like a Uber Eats.
Yeah, usually exactly.
Uber Eats of your song.
They are. And so in theory, you could actually deliver these things directly to the DSPs. You can, but
it's
nobody
difficult.
Does. Yeah, nobody does.
I don't think, even with Spotify for Artists, I don't think you can directly upload your song to Spotify without a distributor. I think for Spotify and for Apple Music, you need to have some form of distribution.
So if you sign with a record label, now you don't have to deal with distribution because that's their problem.
Yes,
right?
and most record labels have their own distribution platforms, or they'll partner with like a distributor like the Orchard is very popular. And so they'll partner with certain distributors who may have their own distribution infrastructure.
Yep. We're with Amplified, which has a relationship with Universal. So that's what we do.
That's a vibe.
Yeah. So
and
then
historically, like specialized distribution could do things like put you on Vivo or put you in like we said, specialized distribution categories.
So we're going to come back to some of those specialized distribution. Let's put a pin in that because I like that. So if you get signed to a label, I'll say this. If you get signed to a label and somehow you're still doing your own distribution, that's not a label deal. Run.
Yeah, no.
And now there is something else just to touch on briefly called a distribution deal. Do you want to explain that real quick?
So a distribution deal is when you strike a deal with a distributor or with an entity and they agree to do the distribution for you and take a percentage from that.
So basically it's like rather than you going to CD Baby or TuneCore, you're going to go to one of these companies. They've got a relationship with like an Orchard or an Amped or whomever.
Usually a little bit more premier. You wouldn't really like go. It would be kind of a red flag if you go to like sign a distribution deal and you find out that it's being distributed through DistroKid.
Oh, don't do that.
Through TuneCore. That's kind of a big red flag. So they're usually creating their own or aligning with a larger distributor.
And then the point of that is that like they're going to handle your distribution. So it's like it's kind of the benefits of a record label deal in terms of like the infrastructure side of a distro, but you're not in a full record label deal.
Yeah, and distribution deals can also come with like certain perks. Like you can see them with an advance. It's not as common, but you can see it with an advance. You can see like a distribution and a publishing deal go hand in hand.
Yes.
You can see artists choose distribution over a traditional label because maybe they don't want to sign a 360 deal, or maybe they just want more freedom, or maybe they want to own their own. Maybe they just want to try it out.
So what will a distributor do financially? Because this is about getting paid. So what are they going to? Oh goodness, what is a distributor going to collect for? I wrote it down, but I'm not.
Tell me.
We keep doing this thing where I put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna
I do the research and then I ask you.
Why don't you tell me?
Obviously,
why don't you? God damn it! Why don't you tell me what you got?
You would be much more eloquent. Why don't you do it? All right. So
that's what I said.
So who is that distributor is going to collect for streaming, programmed streaming, which is Pandora.
Yep.
Which I thought Pandora was a sound exchange thing, but they're not. Permanent downloads. This is going on iTunes.
Okay.
So I'll pay it's $1.29 now or whatever, the $1.50. I'll pay $1.29 on iTunes.
You could still set it for 99 cents if you want to lose the 29 cents.
True. So then my distributor will collect that $1.29. They'll take their little cut and then I'll get the rest.
Yep.
YouTube and YouTube Music, including ad revenue from Content ID claims.
Yes.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. When somebody, that's why like
adds your music in their story or adds it to a reel.
You're gonna make a little money off of that. The fitness platforms, Apple Fitness or Fitbit. What's the Peloton?
Yeah, the Peloton bikes.
That's that situation. Gaming platforms and streaming like Twitch. And of course, let's not forget. Probably, not necessarily, but probably physical sales.
Okay,
so
yeah.
If like when you're at the point where you're doing physical,
if your distribution deal includes physical sales, or if you're doing something like releasing dropship vinyl, or dropshipped like physical products, then yes, physical sales should be included in your distribution deal because at the end of the day, what are they doing?
Exactly.
They're distributing your music.
So there's two pieces of data that often come with a song, and I think this is really important. These are the ISRC and the UPC.
Yes.
Shall I explain those to you?
Please do. Because, I get the codes. I see them.
I know you know.
We seen them.
Yeah.
And we use them.
And you have to use them. So,
because otherwise your song can't be identified.
Exactly. So the ISRC is the International Standard Recording Code.
I'm glad you didn't make me say that because I would have messed it up. I'd have been like, well, it seems maybe the international, maybe the
stupid, realistic crap.
This is why you come to the Wholesome Music Podcast, because you learn shit like this.
So this the ISRC is the main code. If you go to a DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby, most of the time they'll provide this for you.
Yes, they will.
This is one of the things they'll give to you. When you get into a little bit more like advanced distribution, like I can't speak to Orchard, but like some distributors at the higher level, they'll actually require you to go get your own.
Yep.
Not a big deal to go get an ISRC. You can do it yourself. There's no reason why you shouldn't just let TuneCore or
once
get it.
Once your song is submitted to a digital distribution platform like TuneCore or DistroKid, then you can go back into your song and it will be in the details about your song, and you can copy that ISRC.
And that's important because every piece of recorded music should have an individual ISRC.
Yes.
So I put a single out on my comp, and then then we put that single out on your record. Even though they're completely two different things, they'll have two different UPCs, which we'll touch on in a second. Even though it's the same song, it's the same recording, it'll be the same ISRC. If it gets remixed, it'll be a different ISRC.
Yeah, as soon as you create a new sound recording, that's a new ISRC.
A live version will be a new ISRC. But if I drop the single and then I put it out on my record, 6 weeks later, that should be the same ISRC per song.
So you're talking about like waterfalling, right? Like like I'm releasing this song before I release it on the album.
Yeah.
And that when you release a single before the album, that's going to be the ISRC.
Track that
stays
ISRC.
the same because then you can keep your streams.
Yeah.
So you're not like re-uploading and trying to reclaim that unless your song gets flagged. And then you're just fucked.
And why would your song get flagged unless you're doing something shady? Although I know there's some things.
There's some unfortunate moments. Maybe you weren't using. Maybe someone you knew was using the bots for you.
Maybe your weird distributor
was sending you a few bots for free.
So this is the other thing we briefly touched on was the UPC, sometimes called the EAN.
Yes.
Now a UPC. This is like
Universal Product Code?
Nice.
Yes.
This and I didn't even write the EAN down.
I'm gonna let you.
Couldn't tell you. Could not say. EAN is the European one. I will say.
Okay.
I will say that.
I'm gonna guess it starts with Europe.
It could be European something. But I think like Europe, Asia, and like maybe Africa uses a lot of these. So what
European action number?
Nice. The European action number. So this is a case where everything does need its own barcode.
Yes.
So if I release the single just as a single, that's a barcode. If I do a maxi single, that maxi single will have a barcode. If I put that on a record, now the record will have a barcode. It's kind of attached to the
physical product,
like what we would think of as the physical product.
Back in the day, when you would see a cool rap album cover, and there would be that like little barcode, that was the UPC.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're doing physical media, like you'll be asked to provide a UPC, or sometimes like if you're getting 1,000 CDs manufactured or 100 CDs. If you're getting 100, don't get 1,000. You're getting 100 CDs manufactured. Like they'll either say we can provide you a UPC for $20, or you can give us one.
Yeah.
Do it, and then this is where it's like even if you're making say like a CD version and a tape version, those would have two different UPCs.
Yes,
because this is about
they're two separate products.
Yeah.
So each version of the product, like if you have a vinyl, you have a CD, and maybe you have a mini disc.
And a mini disc.
Then each one of those would have their own UPC and their own individual, like, I want to say QR code, and now I'm like,
but it's like a QR code,
their own barcode.
We talked about like what does get collected by your distributor.
Yeah, we talked about the UPC. We talked about the ISRC.
Now let's talk about what your distributor won't collect. Number one, we've said it several times in the last few months, is sound exchange.
Yeah.
Sound exchange. We did a little piece about a sound exchange a few episodes ago.
Yes.
Look that up. We went in depth about what sound exchange does.
Yes.
So I won't repeat a lot of that here, but the main thrust of what sound exchange does,
the body,
is that they collect non-interactive streaming.
Yes.
Which is like,
it's going to be it's like Sirius XM.
Yep.
Like internet radio.
Yeah, internet radio. Stuff that you can't select, like selected. If you can choose the track, that's
interactive.
That's interactive.
And non-interactive would be like, hey, I put on like easy listening tunes.
Yep.
And
you can't skip the track.
Nope, no skipping. Just like the radio, but online.
So here is there's something that I had not heard of. Have you heard of the AFM, the American Federation of Musicians?
I've heard of it, but I'm not intimately familiar with it.
Yeah, this was new to me.
I think I follow them on Instagram.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So the AFM, the American Federation of Musicians, collects royalties for session musicians and non-featured instrumentalists who played on recordings.
Yes, that's right. So if you're a side man, if you're out here you're a session musician.
Yep.
This is going to be your best friend. This is going to be how you get paid.
So this is like if you played like bass on a Janelle Monáe record.
Yeah.
So you're not featured. You probably got paid, but there's a little bit of money out there for you through AFM. They collect a portion, specifically when the music is played in foreign broadcasts, streaming, in some territories, film and TV.
Does it collect domestically?
In some situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not in every situation.
Yeah. So it's out there for you if you played bass on a record that kind of went somewhere. Do AFM. And
The
then
American Federation of Musicians.
there's also
It's a good title.
I know, right?
That's good.
That's nice. That's nice. We should change our podcast.
Yes.
We're now the American Federation of Musicians.
Two. But we'll use the I's. I.
Dose. So the other one I was also unaware of. It's the same concept, but for background singers, for vocalists, non-featured vocalists. SAG-AFTRA has a fund.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Interesting. I know a couple people who could benefit from that probably.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
So
do you have to be an active SAG member?
No, you do not.
Ah, that's actually kind of awesome.
So if you are a vocalist, you sang BGVs you don't have to be in the union. If you sang BGVs on a track, you maybe sang like the hook on a tune.
Yeah.
And that song went out a little bit. There's some money for you through SAG-AFTRA. It's called, just to be really clear, it's the SAG-AFTRA IPR fund.
Oh, interesting.
It collects royalties from sound recordings used in various media, particularly foreign performances and certain digital uses. So this is, if you sang like you sang background vocals on like a Janelle Monáe tune, like you got paid a session rate and whatever. But but there's money out there for you.
There's something kicking around for you, so don't lose that.
I want to mention I want to highlight while we're talking about distribution. We often talk about Bandcamp.
Yes.
And Bandcamp is...
Shout out Bandcamp.
Right? And I wanted to just highlight really specifically because Bandcamp is independent from all of this infrastructure.
Yes, absolutely. Bandcamp is not, it's not a PRO. It's not collective management. It's none of these things. It's its own separate business. It's a for-profit, separate business.
And we've said it many times. What Bandcamp does is it sells your music direct to consumers.
It's a platform. It's just like Facebook or just like any other. I mean, that's pretty derogatory. It's like more like SoundCloud. It's better.
I would say it's kind of in a way. It's Bandcamp. That's like you might even say it's closer to Patreon, where they pay you directly. They take a small cut, and then you as the creator get the rest.
I could see that.
Bandcamp doesn't report to charts. They have their own charts. Bandcamp
they do have their own Bandcamp charts.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's intriguing.
And it's amazing. And we've tried it a handful of times on Bandcamp.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That's really cool.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
So we're big fans.
Do they give you anything? Do you get like a...
No, but they will feature you on your website, on their website.
That's cool.
Which drives more traffic to it.
Yeah.
So the winners stay winning.
Yes, of course. So
I want to just give a specific shout out to Bandcamp. They're when you think about distribution, you should be on Bandcamp and you should set it up, and just remember this is a direct consumer thing.
Bandcamp is the best way to reach your fans and have them pay for your songs without there being something else in the middle,
and for you to collect the majority of it.
Yeah. Like you're not getting paid like 0.006 cents.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid like a percentage of your royalties. You're getting essentially everything.
Almost everything.
Yeah. Almost everything.
In Bandcamp, it's like you put a song up for $1.50, you're gonna get well over $1 of that.
That's nice.
Right. So you put a record out for $10, you're gonna get
$9 back.
Of that. Yeah.
That's nice.
$8.50, whatever it is. So it's nice. So it's like what you can get from one Bandcamp sale versus like 10,000 streams, right?
Oh yeah.
I wanted to just kind of honorable mention another one. You mentioned it briefly, SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Again, SoundCloud is not part of this like PRO distro world. So they have a way of collecting now for musicians. So like if you're thinking about distro, you put your music. We're a little bit away from getting paid, but if you're putting yourself on, but with respect to distro, you need to handle SoundCloud separately.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I believe you can track SoundCloud streams. So if you have a song that blows up on SoundCloud, you can have those streams accounted for.
Yeah.
I think SoundCloud is a really, really interesting platform, and maybe he's moving into legacy platform territory.
But they're making moves. We should talk. Let's do it like an actual conversation about
SoundCloud,
separate from this how musicians
deep
get
dive.
And then the last one that I just wanted to give a quick honorable mention to is Beatport.
We talked about them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Beatport, of course, is the one that focuses on electronic music specifically. And so you can check your distributor might get you on Beatport, but it might not. And
that's one of those ones that you're definitely going to have to select the extra box for if it's available.
And your distributor might not do it. So it's worth checking into because it's the money will get collected by your distributor, but if they don't, then I think you can get in independently by yourself. So just wanted to mention that. So that was part 3.
Yes.
I think we're going to do a little roundup of, I think we'll do a part 4. There's some unanswered questions and some pieces just to kind of tie this all together.
Yep.
But that is the
meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes of how performers get paid for songs in the digital world.